Welcome to ABC 31 News Tonight. I'm Scott Beadle. Tonight's big story. Cleco has unveiled a new project that could greatly benefit customers and economic development in central Louisiana. ABC 31's Joanna Phillips has the story.
Technology by shifting from multiple systems to one primary system. Elected officials and local partners join Cleco today to unveil the largest technology and customer service project in company history, the START project.
The START program is going to allow Cleco to better service customers. It's going to allow us to work more efficiently, make better business decisions that are going to impact our customers, impact our employees, and then the influx of Cleco employees and outside contractors into the Alexandria area is going to have a definite economic impact to the local economy.
Cleco has invested $130 million in the project that will extend across the company. This will create over 200 new jobs in Louisiana, generate a large amount of state and local tax revenues, and new sales across statewide business sectors.
You've got a $20 million spend into the community, which has a multiplier effect. So that money that's spent by Cleco in the community multiplies all throughout the community in different ways.
Cleco START project manager, Andre Guillory, says implementing the START project will bring Cleco closer to being the leading utility in Louisiana. The company's home office is located in Pineville, but the START project will be managed out of a facility in Alexandria. Visit Cleco.com for more information. Joanna Phillips, ABC 31 News.
Jury selection in the murder trial of Norris Greenhouse Jr. will start Monday in Marksville. However, Judge Billy Bennett is reserving the right, as do many judges, to move that trial if he determines he cannot seat a fair and impartial jury. Greenhouse is accused of the 2015 shooting death of 6-year-old Jeremy Mardis and the wounding of his father after a traffic stop in Marksville. Changing the location of a murder trial is expensive, so most judges want to wait until prospective jurors are called to see if they can put aside their personal differences and provide a fair and impartial verdict. The Board of Regents held their monthly meeting today in Baton Rouge. During the meeting, the board approved budgets for Louisiana's higher education institutes, and Commissioner of Higher Education, Dr. Joseph Rollo, announced his retirement.
I've been in this position, it'll be 3 years. The board asked me to continue and do an additional 3 years, and I was flattered, but I'm going to be retiring next year, so I promised I'd see them through one more session. So we have started, and we will appoint a search firm, hopefully by the end of October, and we'll begin a search, and I think we'll have a very good slate of candidates for he or she to start next spring and overlap with me, and then start in June formally.
Dr. Rollo is the 8th Commissioner of Higher Education in Louisiana. His contract as commissioner ends in December, but he has agreed to stick around until June after a new commissioner has been appointed. A Mexican national pleads guilty in federal court in Alexandria to possession of a rifle and ammunition. 54-year-old Juan Martin Frias Ortiz now faces up to 10 years in prison and a fine when he's sentenced next July. We're looking ahead to a less humid forecast. Meteorologist Ross Whitley is here to let us know just when that change is coming.
Yeah, that's right. Those are the magical words that everyone wants to hear, especially when it's been hot and humid like it has been. Is it less humidity, lower dew points? And of course, we are headed toward that, at least for a couple of days. 93 degrees today, 68 last night, so very, very warm. Air continues to plague us, and unfortunately, we're not going to be anywhere near that 85 over the next couple of days, but we do have that cold front working in for the weekend. It's not going to bring us rain, but it is going to bring us much lower dew points. I'll let you know how long that cooler air and drier air will last coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Ross. A proposal to tear down the old Officers Club at the England Air Park will be discussed tomorrow afternoon by authority members, some of whom are dead set against it. Both the club, operated as Bistro on the Bayou, a fine dining restaurant until it went bankrupt, and the next-door Park England Boutique Hotel fell into the hands of the Bank of Montgomery after financial problems. However, some authority members say the restaurant is a $5 million asset that should be saved, not raised. Both are reportedly up for auction, but authority members want bank officials to explain their intentions. The Central Louisiana Regional Port says it has acquired its first acreage since it was established in 1988. It's a 7-acre tract on the Alexandria side of the levee, meant to be used for staging of freight trucks and possibly for use during military rotations at Fort Polk. The Grand Parish Sheriff's Office partnered with the Grand Parish School Board to put together their annual youth camp for every 5th grader in Grand Parish. ABC31's Shar Thomas is in Pollock with the story.
These Grant Parish fifth graders are asking the $1 million question.
Are you smarter than the fifth graders on safety?
The Grant Parish Sheriff's Office hosted a safety camp for every fifth grader in Grant Parish this afternoon. 262 students stepped away from their books to join Grant Parish law enforcement at Camp Grant Walker. Students were exposed to a variety of life skills and learning opportunities throughout the day. Fire and gun safety and the seriousness of bullying and drunk driving are just a few things the students learned about. The fifth graders are at an age where these safety skills are necessary, and they will be ahead of most kids their age and prepared if they ever encounter a situation that requires them to use the tips that were given today.
We chose the age of the fifth grade because we think that they're still impressionable and that we can still make an impact on them. And they'll listen to us, but they're also at a point in their life where they're about to start making decisions on their own.
And that's exactly what the Grant Parish officers did. The fifth graders left with a ton of knowledge, and they even shared some tips with me.
ATV safety is when you're riding it. If you go too fast, you could hit something and you can get injured. But once people started telling about how you can get injured, people start slowing down. People can get out of the fire by going to the nearest exit and exiting quickly.
Well, actually, you don't pick up the gun at all. You call the police department and tell them where you at and where the gun's at.
Drink and drive. And don't do drugs.
If you're in a hurricane, you'd be in a good, stable building with no windows.
After leaving Camp Grant Walker, the fifth graders had me questioning, am I smarter than a fifth grader when it comes to safety?
In Pollock, Shar Thomas, ABC31 News.
Avoyelles Parish is entering the month of October with a lot of fun events.
Yes, indeed. A lot of activities going on this month, and in fact, we started off with this weekend. We have the Holy Ghost Church Fair along with St. Richard's from September 29th to October 1st. On September 30th, also in Cottonport, we have 3 events packed into one day. We have Sailing on the Bayou, which is a citywide garage sale. We have an art show, the works of Miss June Giglio at the Cottonport Museum, and we have their annual quilt festival.
You can visit travelavoyelles.com for more information on upcoming events.
Hi, everybody. This is the voice of the Tigers, Jim Hawthorne, inviting you to watch Inside LSU Football, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors on this affiliate of the LSU Sports Television Network every week during the season. We'll have all the highlights, exclusive locker room access you won't see anywhere else, and features that will give you the inside story on your Fighting Tigers football team.
Inside LSU Football. Join us Sundays at 10 on KLAX TV. Brought to you in part by Take 5 Oil Change.
Hi, I'm meteorologist Ross Whitley, and if you're looking at the radar here thinking, well, this looks exactly like it did yesterday, it's because it does. It looks exactly like it did this time yesterday, with all of the rain being associated with a little area of disturbance going through central Texas, and really that cold front hasn't made much of a movement off to the east. We did have a few more scattered showers and storms around the area today, and the cold front is actually a lot closer to you than what this picture describes. And it's basically because all of the moisture is being bottled up with monsoon moisture and with a little old tropical storm that moved into Mexico last week. Now that has moved into Texas, and that energy associated with it, keeping all the moisture off to our west and still staying dry here with high pressure system in control across the northern Gulf of Mexico, not allowing for much to go on, really not allowing for much moisture transport north into our area. So while it's very moist at the surface, we're not getting a whole lot of moisture to transport up into the atmosphere to allow those storms to develop. Showers and storms kind of scattered throughout the area, mainly off to our east and to the north, but you can just kind of dot them throughout the state out there today. Very, very small isolated showers, really not even getting any lightning reported out of any of these. So I doubt you're even hearing any thunder. If you do have it, maybe just a quick downpour. But it was very, very warm today, 93 in Alexandria. Lafayette at 93 as well. Baton Rouge in the 90s as well when we continue to see these 90-degree temperatures. But the good news is that drier air is on the way and those dew points will start to fall as soon as we get into the day on Friday. So just one more day or so. Mainly clear out there tonight, 70 degrees and very low chance of rain. I'd say probably at 20% now, dropping to 10% as we go into the overnight hours. What to expect tomorrow? Well, another chance of an isolated shower or storm, patchy clouds out there. And as we look forward, Friday, mostly sunny and nice with those lower dew points arriving for the day on Friday, and absolutely beautiful as we work into Saturday as well. Our surface map tomorrow, we will actually have the cold front move throughout the day tomorrow, but it's going to stay dry because we just don't have any moisture going up into the atmosphere to allow any of these storms to develop on this cold front. And the cooler air will stay just behind this cold front, so don't expect tomorrow to be cooler, but Friday will definitely be noticeably cooler. And looking at our October outlook, well, don't get used to the fall-like temperatures. Big ridge building across the east for the start of October. And of course, what that means is we're also watching the Gulf of Mexico for the tropical activity, and there is some indication we could see something start to develop as early as late next week. 91 degrees tomorrow, an isolated chance at a shower or storm, but of course everyone looking forward to Friday and Saturday with those lower dew points and some beautiful weather. That's a look at your 7-day and your weather. Scott?
All right, thank you, Ross. In-flight Netflix will be available on more flights next year, and Twitter is experimenting with changing its character limit. Jane King is the NASDAQ market site with those stories and more in today's Tech Reports.
Netflix is going to start partnering with airlines to provide them with its mobile streaming technology. Variety says this will start next year as part of an effort to get airlines to provide better in-flight Wi-Fi. According to Netflix, the company's tech could save airlines up to 75% in bandwidth costs while offering better internet connections. And Target is adding something new to its app. It signed a deal with Pinterest to add the media site's camera image search tool to its own app. That's a big bet on using visual searches as a mass market shopping tool. The Wall Street Journal says it works with the phone's camera to take or share pictures of things they like to see if Target carries anything similar. And Twitter will begin testing a new limit of 280 characters, double its current limit. The new longer limit will be tested on a small portion of users, and Twitter says it will monitor how it goes for several weeks before making a decision. Twitter users have been asking for longer character limits for some time. And Instagram will now let you pick who can comment on your posts. It announced the new feature in a blog post saying it wants users to better control their experience and to stop harassment. Both public and private account holders will be able to block accounts from commenting on their posts. From the NASDAQ market site in Times Square, I'm Jane King with your Tech Report.
Coming up, NSU football coach Jay Thomas talks about how the off week came at a perfect time.
To you, it's just an old coat, but to an underprivileged child, it's a warmer winter. Please help us collect coats for kids before the cold months get here. You can drop off new or gently used coats at a location near you. All coats are cleaned and distributed right here in our community. The KLAX Coats for Kids Drive is sponsored by First Federal Bank, Southern Heritage Bank, Bank of Montgomery, Kramer Funeral Home, Take 5 Oil Change, South Park Cleaners, and LaSalle Printing and Office Supply.
After a week off, the NSU football team back to the grind this week, preparing for their matchup against Southeastern Louisiana. While the Demons had that off week come a little bit earlier this year, Coach Thomas said it actually arrived at the perfect time.
The first 3 games being, very emotional playing. We put a lot into the Tech, and then we had, going to Grambling to get up again for another big game, and then another big game right here at home, the conference opener with Lamar. So, just to kind of settle things down a little bit and take a little break.
Demons take on Southeastern Louisiana on Saturday at 6:30. Meanwhile, the NSU volleyball team will be at home for the first time this season as they host Alcorn State tomorrow night. That's the last conference game of the season, and while that will pose challenges in itself of a different opponent, so does playing at home.
When you're home, you got to worry about school and everything else that you got to do in the office and things like that. So it's going to be great to be home. It's going to be great to have that environment in Prather, but it's part of it. So we'll play wherever you put a net up.
Thanks for watching, and have a great night.
When it comes to cleaning up the streets of Boston,
this is who I am. This is what I do. Now get me in there. He did it, and I know where the proof is.
it's ladies first. Rizzoli and Isles.
Weekends at 11 on KLAX TV.
When a case seems unsolvable, they see the incredible. Murder, motive, secrets. Bones Weekends.
Watch Bones. Weekends on KLAX ABC31. Stay connected with KLAX ABC31. Visit us online anytime. Get today's top stories and trending topics. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. See our pics on Instagram. Watch us on YouTube. And make KLAXTV.com your home for local news and information. Plus, download the KLAX weather app for your smartphone or tablet. Get live current conditions, radar maps, alerts, and more. More ways to stay connected with KLAX TV.